guys, welcome to the second episode of our podcast, Sibling Time. I almost forgot the name of it.
Oh boy, we haven't changed it.
I know. I'm Tammy. I haven't been able to sleep very well. I've been very busy, and I'm ready to go.
Oh boy. Oh gosh, I'm the other sibling, Andrew, and I am sleeping. Oh, okay.
I know you started school recently. Oh, I also, well, just to let the listeners know, if you hear like weird meowing sounds, it's my boyfriend's roommate's cat. She's very needy and she needed to be inside. So, but yeah, you started school, Andrew. I think this week, huh?
This week was the first week of classes for my fourth year of college. It's always nice that first week because it's what we call syllabus week, where you don't really do anything, go to class, talk about the syllabus, and go home.
That's true.
It's pretty easy that first week, just getting to know everything. You can still goof off and all that, but yeah, it's
you probably already have like reading to do though, right? Like you have to read a certain amount. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely have stuff to do already.
How are because you're it was a psychology major, right?
Yeah.
So is it more like textbooky type stuff, or is it books that people wrote about certain topics?
I mean, that's what textbooks
like research books, I guess.
Oh yeah, we read research papers also sometimes, but you don't really have like a book full of them. It would be so we have the textbook for the entire class, right? And then 1 week they're like, oh, here, read this, this paper about this certain thing that that we're learning about this week,
Yeah.
So that's usually how it goes. But we have the one overarching book, that's like a textbook for the class.
Well, I don't know. It's just, I guess so. I guess most majors, there's probably like a textbook, and then there's a book that either sometimes the professor, or someone else wrote, where it's just more focused on either a topic or something, I guess. I don't know. Because, I was an English major, so we'd have literary theory books and stuff like that, and then we'd have books to read to practice those theories that we learned, I don't know, I guess you have more tests, huh?
More tests? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, definitely. Compared to writing classes, we also have papers too. Because that's how those Shaw majors are, where it's it's in between, like how STEM majors are, and then just those writing classes, right? Where we have papers, but also have tests, how it's like a mixture.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because I have papers this semester, this semester also. Oh, actually, I do have group projects also this semester.
Ugh.
But yeah, I know. Which I would not. I'm just surprised that we still have those.
I know, but I guess it's in the work field you'll have to what's it called? You'll have to work with other people and stuff.
Yeah, see, but the difference
it makes sense.
Everyone's on the same page because you're at the highest professional level, right? Where everyone's all right, I need to chip in for this because this is my job. Because in school, and with classes like this, sometimes it's people okay, well, I'm not actually a psych major. I'm just taking this because I need it as a requirement for my bio degree or something like that. So they're not wholeheartedly in that.
Yeah, no, I also ran into the same thing. I think when I went more into my senior year, there were less people that were just there for requirements or just because they're interested in it or whatever. I think maybe for some of the more general stuff, get those people that are I'm a science major, and they'd have at my school especially because it was more of an engineering school. You'd get those people that'd be well, I'm an engineer, so I have to take this. Well, and they give you that look, and you're just I'm doing something meaningful, and I'm whatever, dude. I'm this is meaningful to me.
Right. But that's always the joke about, how STEM majors are always like that. Because my roommate, he's a STEM major. He's a bio major.
Yeah.
So he always jokes about how psych is, he's well, psych, I guess psych counts as somewhat of a science. Nothing like bio. He's not as much anymore, but I remember back in freshman year, he was, always talking trash because one of my friends was, I think, a history major. Mm-hmm. But, even me as a psych major, I was a history major? How much you going to do with history?
Maybe as a history major, you, research trends, I guess. Being this is following a course in history, from before. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
And what? Who's paying you to do that?
I know, right? I don't know.
You can be a museum curator, I guess.
Museum cure. I guess you sounded so disgusted when you said
Because
that.
I mean, how many things can you do with a history degree? I mean, okay, whatever. That's besides the point. Point is,
Man,
STEM
you're gonna have the
majors.
museum. You're gonna have the museum curators coming after you, and the history majors coming after you. Oh my
Let the
god.
history majors come after me. I'll fight them. No, the point is, I'll cite this just to
Yeah.
make another group mad at me. STEM majors are on their high horse, always looking down upon every other major.
And like, yeah, it is. It's very hard to be like, in that major. But it's like, come on, man. Everyone's in college to study stuff that they're passionate about. Like, jeez. Oh yeah, did you end up doing your hangout thing that you were planning on
No,
doing?
never happened. It all fell apart as
Oh my god.
expected.
Oh
As
no. Did you end
expected.
up at least hanging out with that one person you said that lived close by?
No, no,
Oh my god.
I set something else up though that worked out. I hung out with some of my old middle school friends at least.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, I had like the lowest expectations for that. It was changing
Yeah.
back and forth, and someone else like, well, maybe I'll host that. Maybe that'll be easier, and that was about to work, and then oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's true. Like when plans end up doing that, like where it's like going back and forth and stuff like that, then yeah, that's like there's a high chance it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as that, I was like, I'm just gonna start planning something else because this is not gonna happen. But
So
whatever.
what, you ended up just hanging out with your middle school friends, the ones that
Yeah,
live in Rancho?
yeah. Well, all of them live in the area still.
Oh.
That's what I did before I went back up to school.
Yeah, and then was it April drove you up to what, LA, right? So
Yeah,
you
she
can
drove
take
me
the
to
train.
LA, so I can take the Amtrak all the way up. Yeah, that was
Dang.
yeah, it was like at 1 a.m. or something that we went. I had to, cause mom and dad were still in Italy.
I know, like, okay, so I saw that you were in Merced, on your Snapchat that you were back there.
Uh-huh.
And then like I saw that, and then I think an hour or so later I go on my break, from work, and like our dad he calls me, he leaves me like a voicemail, and I'm like, what the heck? And it's like 3 minutes long. I'm like, what happened? So I answer it. This fool just butt dialed me
Oh my
and stuff,
gosh.
and it was just like in the background. I'm like, what the? So I called him. I was like, Dad, you called me, and he's like, hey, we're in the streets of, what did he say? It was like, I don't know, some street in Italy. He's like, we're walking the streets, and I'm like, geez, I sound like such like vacationers,
I know.
I love them though. That's just something that he would say.
Right. Oh my gosh. I can't
um,
wait till he tells me his story because
yeah.
they're on their way up to Merced right now. They just left like an hour ago.
Oh yeah, I know. I forgot that they were leaving like today, because I talked to Mom earlier this week about her
Mm-hmm.
trip and stuff. She had a really good time. I saw a twinkle in her eye. I was like, "Aw, she had a good time," you know.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'll talk to her about it.
Oh yeah, you did. You haven't heard much about it yet either, huh?
Bits and pieces, but not a lot. Yeah.
I guess I got the exclusive.
Oh my god. I'm sure April knows
Because
too.
April didn't hear about it either. No,
Really?
I was the first one. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But I'm sure
Yeah.
April knows about
Kara
it
got
now.
the scoop. Mom went to where they made. You tell her that I said this too. Mom went to where they make Capri Suns, and she went to where they make Sargento cheese.
Capri
That's where
Suns?
she went.
Capri Suns come from Italy?
Yeah, sure.
Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
Capri Sun, respect the pouch Capri Sun. We're talking about the same thing, right?
Yeah. Well, it's because like she went to Capri.
Yeah,
So she's
Capri,
like,
yeah.
yeah, we went to Capri, and I said, oh, where they make Capri Suns. That's what I told her, and she was like, no. And then the cheese thing, she went to Sorrento, and for a minute I was like, oh, the cheese, and she's like, no, that's Sargento. I was like, oh my god. So that's my own fault.
Potato,
That wasn't a
potato,
joke.
right?
That
It's
was
the
a
same thing.
mistake.
Nah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Sorrento, Sargento. They put that G in there to, really, I don't know, add flavor, that G,
I think them going to Italy, that was good for both of them, because for Dad, it's like, his last thing, before, when he left, FedEx, or
right.
like leaving FedEx, it was his last thing, and like it probably made him happy because Mom has wanted to go there for a long time.
For like forever, yeah. I can always remember one time I'm going to Italy.
been like forever. I feel like
It seems like, yeah. But the thing is, also, I forgot to tell them that there's a lot of places in Italy that I wish. Well, first off, let me back up a couple steps. Let me talk about this
okay.
because every time I tell
Yeah.
people, they ask, "Oh, how'd you get up to Marseille?" I'm like, "Oh, I took Amtrak." They're like, "Oh, your parents didn't come?" I'm like, "No, they're in Italy." They're like, "Oh, they're in Italy?" I'm like, "Yeah, they're in Italy." I was like, "My dad gets awards from FedEx because he does such a good job." They're like, "Well,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look, this is their
Yeah.
third time going on a FedEx paid trip, and he always takes my mom. Wasn't he gonna take one of us?
I know.
All right?"
I know.
Is what I always
Well, like,
say.
I mean, I know, but I'm also like, well, like, you know, she deserves it because, yeah, she's our mom and she does a lot of stuff for us. But also, it's like, yeah, it'd be nice if we got to go
the Italy,
to.
okay, the Italy one, I'll let slide. All right.
I know
The
the
one where they
Hawaii
went to,
ones, like, no.
just wait, I'm getting there. The one where they went to the Caribbean,
Okay.
I'll let that slide too. The Hawaii trip is the one I will throw hands about because this is not even the second time. The third time that one of them have left us behind to go to Hawaii. We have none of us have been to Hawaii except for them two.
And I think Dad went like a fourth time for JR's wedding too. I think.
Yeah.
Right?
So, no, I think that's just all three because they went 2 times themselves, and the dad went the other time for JR's wedding. I think that's all it is. So there's 3 times that we've been left behind on their Hawaii trip. So I say that all of us, all the children, go to Hawaii without them.
Yeah, I think we should, honestly.
I think we should.
Man, you already know, even if we did that, Mom would be like, "Oh, did you guys go to this place?" And we're like, "Yeah, we did."
Sorry that you're a local there or something. They just know your name there because you go so often, huh?
I know. They really did go like a lot.
I mean, it just seems like that. I mean, it wasn't even that close together, all the trips, you know?
I mean, I think you barely remember the Florida trip.
I kind of remember the first time.
Too.
Oh, the Florida trip, yeah, I remember bits and pieces.
Because, like, you're like, what,
6?
4 or 5?
Oh,
really?
7 or 6? What the heck? Yeah.
Well, actually, it was it was like in 2001, right?
Was it?
I think that was the last time we went, maybe.
I feel like it was later than that.
I know for sure it was when I was either in 7th or 8th grade, because I remember it's kind of a sad story, but it's also funny. Hey, so this is Tammy from the future, editing Tammy, and that story was way too sad to keep in the podcast. So yeah, back to the show. So yeah, like, it was really sad, but it's also embarrassing because I had like this, like, I was like, whoa, like this moment and stuff, and then like I just was acting like everything's like normal, but I just had like this like religious moment, being like, I feel so connected to everyone and stuff.
Well, it seems like you remember the trip more than I do.
Well, I remember that. Well, because that was like the last time we went to Florida.
Was it? Was that part of the Florida trip?
Wait, was it? I feel like we did. I feel like no, maybe not.
Wasn't the family reunion?
I don't think it was. Yeah, it was just in Maryland or Virginia, one of those places.
Yeah, that's before we went to New York, also. Yeah.
Yeah, we went to New York. We went to Washington D.C.
Right. So that
Washington. Well, not Washington. I think it was Maryland that I liked because we went to like that aquarium.
I think that was Maryland. Yeah.
Which, another crazy story that I've never told anyone either. A lot of things happened on that trip that people don't know about. So ever since I was young, I would have this dream that I was in like I was walking around with Papa Richard because Papa Richard was there, and I don't know if we mentioned him in the last episode. Papa Richard is our stepdad, but I mean, we're really close with him, so he's basically our grandpa, you know? But anyway, so I had this dream when I was younger. For the longest time, it was like a reoccurring dream that I was in an aquarium with Papa Richard, and there were sharks. It was like this like pretty tall like aquarium, and then like we'd look down, there'd be sharks swimming around. It'd be this reoccurring dream, and like something else happened, I don't remember. But basically, the same thing happened. We went on the trip. I was like walking with Pop Richard, and I was like, whoa. Like this happened in a dream a long time ago. And I don't know. I don't think I told anyone that either. But yeah, that happened too.
That's pretty cool, huh? That's better than the other thing.
It's pretty eventful, eventful and uneventful because it was a pretty boring vacation, honestly.
Okay. I don't. Yeah.
I don't know.
Because
What
those
do you?
trips, all those trips on the East Coast, they kind of blend together, right? Because I feel like we did Florida and Virginia and Maryland and
God, they
DC and
really
New York all at the
do.
same time. I feel like it was all that at the same time, but it wasn't.
Maybe it's just because of like when you're driving on like the highway, it's just a bunch of like green and stuff and like the trees, you know?
Right.
So it kind of
Well,
blends all together.
well, how many years was it apart from each other, right? So the last time we went to Florida and then that trip.
Think I know we went to Florida. I think when I was like 10 or something.
So that would be 5.
And then I don't know. Then we might have gone to like the family reunion thing, like when I was in 8th grade or 7th grade. But I don't actually. Now that I think about it, like, well, because you were so young, like, what were your impressions of like the trips that you can remember, like the family reunion one and stuff, and like what do you remember from them?
All right. So the family reunion ones, I remember. I remember the yellow shirts.
The yellow shirts. Oh my god, I know.
I remember those
I
yellow
forgot what I
shirts.
did with that. I think I gave it away.
I still have it. I still have mine. I remember the yellow shirts. I remember someone's backyard. I remember badminton.
Yeah. Oh, I don't remember where that was.
I don't know either. I remember food. That was pretty good. I remember the lightning bugs because that was pretty cool as a kid seeing that for the first time.
Yeah.
And then was it Six Flags or something?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was cool. But it was it wasn't Six Flags. It was like the Paramount place, I think.
Was that? Because I thought that was a separate thing that we did on our own. Oh, it might have been Hershey's Park. That's what it might have been.
Yeah, it was like it was this weird. It was like it's a big park, and I think it was Paramount and Hershey's. It's like
probably
together.
Because I remember doing Paramount separately from that.
No, let me see.
Hershey's
Park. Okay, I'm googling it.
The thing that why I remember that the most. I remember that the most because it's significant. Because that's the first time I had Cactus Cooler, and I was like, "Whoa, this is groundbreaking."
Yeah. Hold up.
Y'all ever had this Cactus Cooler before? Yeah, that was the biggest thing.
Oh god. Okay, well let me see what rides they have. I guess I don't know. Hey, this goes to show I don't want our show to spread misinformation. Oh, Great America. That's what it's called. That's where we went. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. That makes sense.
But that's where you had Cactus Cooler, and you're like,
I had Cactus Cooler for the first time, and I was mind blown because I was like, "This is so good. Why hasn't nobody told me about this before?"
Dang, this was a groundbreaking trip for everyone, huh?
I guess.
Do you remember any like specific like feelings from that trip?
No. Wait. No.
No, I don't feel.
I didn't have feelings until high school.
I know. I was just a shell of a human.
Life didn't start until
I remember in one of the trips how you ruined Crystal's birthday and she never let you live it down.
Oh yeah, no, I remember that too. That was on the Florida trip though, yeah.
Yeah, it was a Florida trip, and like her birthday, it was I think her 16th birthday or something.
I don't remember. I'm gonna blame it because I big stomach problems, big time, and it was. I'm gonna blame it on whatever. I forgot what that stupid snack was that you used to have as a kid. Which, looking back on it, is such a garbage snack to let children eat. It was pudding and with like Oreos crumbled in it, worms and dirt or whatever it's called. You know, and like gummy worms.
Wait, pudding with
like the like
the dirt
Oreos.
Thingy?
Yeah, and have like gummy worms in it. Yeah, no. Tammy, you know how sweet that is? How much sweet? There's nothing good about that. There's no nutritional value to that at all. It's like looking back at it, like this is like my first time I ever thought about that snack, like until now, and like really, that's such a bad snack. Oh, I could never eat that now. That's just too much. And I guess remember, that was it for me because like it was just too much, man. It's just. That's probably what got me like, oh man, I shouldn't eat this anymore.
Is that what when did you have that?
I remember having that before everything went down my stomach.
Oh, wow! I didn't know the origin of it. I just
That's
remember
what
your
that's what
stomach was all upset.
That's what I always blamed it on, because that was the last thing I remember having that could have, upset it.
I remember throughout that trip you're having stomach issues. I think like a lot that you're having stomach issues or something.
Kids just have stomach issues. Kids are stupid.
Kids are
They
stupid.
have weak stomachs that can't handle any types of food, really.
Extreme rides. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that too, I guess. I don't know. I was okay with rides. Yeah.
But it was Crystal's birthday, and then your stomach got upset, and she was all upset, and me and April were like, dude, his stomach's upset. Like, why are you all mad? This poor
I can't help
kid.
it. Yeah, I'm like 6 or something, 5. I don't know. So
honestly, we should probably go back because you missed out. I think did we go to Busch Gardens or I think we went to Busch Gardens.
Yeah, we did.
I think that's because I remember we went on like the red and blue dragon ride or something. I remember that trip too. You were scared of the color green.
Yeah. Because of the Incredible Hulk, yeah. A valid fear, that's just, in my opinion.
That's such an interesting, like, fear, for someone to have.
I don't know how it happened, I'll be honest with you.
That Hulk movie is pretty terrifying looking.
Yeah, I think that might have been what it was. It's in that uncanny valley that was just too much for me as a kid. I was just like, whoa.
Uncanny valley, oh man.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's just such a weird trip, honestly. Looking back, if you think about it, that's kind of that whole trip's kind of weird.
I know, right? I know. I think also what's interesting, and I also wonder, if anyone's listening, if like whenever you guys went on family trips, or no matter how big or small, if you guys had like a soundtrack that went with that trip.
Oh my god!
Because our family, we always had like this one CD we would listen to. I think for one of them, it was like Fall Out Boy.
That was the Maryland one, I'm pretty sure.
It was like, I forgot which album. I think it was like their second album or something.
I think so.
And then when we went to Las Vegas, it was like the freaking Black Eyed Peas one. But yeah, we'd always have a soundtrack with our freaking vacations. I mean, Dad likes his music, that's for sure.
That is true. That's for sure.
But now I think about it, he had to bring like a CD with him,
Right.
like onto the plane.
He didn't have a phone to plug into, so yeah, you have to bring CDs.
And he's just like, oh sweet, I rented this car, let me just pop in my CD.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think aux cords were a thing either yet.
I think so, probably.
I don't know. Well, dang, now, hold on. Now I wonder when freaking aux cords were made.
Or yes, riveting information.
Would you say it's riveting? I think it's interesting. Hold on. So I guess it was like the early 2000s when like aux cords were implemented into cars because of iPods being created.
Yeah, I think so.
I never been in a car that had that up until like fairly recent.
Right, because the car that you got from April was stupid and didn't have one.
It was really dumb. It was so frustrating. That car, it would like heat up and then you wouldn't be able to like listen to music.
The CDs would skip. Yeah.
Yeah, it would like overheat the CDs during the summer. It was the worst.
It was all black. It was all black.
And it would always skip, and I'd be in traffic heading back from school when I was in college, and I'd just be like, oh my god. I'd get so mad, and then I'd turn it off, and I would just be steaming in like my silent car. Like, god dang it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that car was annoying. Everyone used it.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I think after a while, I was so desperate that I would play stuff from my phone.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like, yeah, I would just be like, let's listen to something. And then now the car I have now, it has an aux cord, but the back speaker is like busted because it makes like this buzzing sound depending on like the pitch of something. I don't know what it's based off of, but it vibrates now. It doesn't work. I guess it's not meant to be.
Well, I don't know how we went through this whole thing about talking about our family trips, but...
Well, I mean, I guess it's appropriate because vacation season's over.
Yeah, it's
everyone's going back to school.
Right. Which actually, I was thinking, speaking of vacations, when's the last actual vacation you took?
When I visited April in South Korea, like
What was that, 2 years ago?
3 years ago? No, it was like
3 years
three.
ago?
Oh wait, was it 2? No, it was 3 years ago.
Okay.
Because like I think it was like after I graduated. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was.
Oh, it was, yeah, because that was kind of like part of your graduation gift, wasn't it?
That's what happened. I think Grandma me paid for the ticket, the plane ticket, which helped out a lot because it would have taken me like a year or something to save up for it. But because of that, I was able to have more spending money during the trip, which is great.
Right. Always need spending money.
Yeah, I need a vacation again. That was like 2 weeks long. It was great. And then this one with the driving thing, that wasn't a vacation at all.
No, yeah.
that was just work.
Yeah. I'd say the same. Well, I mean, the first couple weeks of it in Australia was kind of a vacation, but the rest of it, I was like, well, I'm just here for school. So.
I know, because now I think about it, I don't think our family or you have been on like a vacation like since you were like in high school, in middle school and stuff.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like when you're in high school.
Right, yeah, no, we haven't done anything like that. Yeah, I don't have money.
And then the economy kind of went to poop.
Yeah, I had the short 1 day, 2 day vacations with friends. We're like, oh, let's go to San Diego, guys, or go to San Francisco real quick, guys. And it's just 1 day real quick round trip.
Well, I mean, I guess after you graduate, before you get into because you said you want to go to graduate school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so before you get into that, then you can take like a mini vacation.
No breaks. I need to save money.
Where would you want to go?
If money wasn't a problem, then I'd go to Europe. Yeah, go to England and Spain and France and all those places.
And I want to visit England too. Well, I want to visit Japan next for sure.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But England,
too. I mean, I recommend Australia also. It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
So I checked off Australia already at least. So now I can do the Europe stuff. But I don't know. Whenever that will be.
Who knows? You know how Dad is. He asks around and is like, hey, what does Andrew want as a... Or like, what does so-and-so want as a graduation gift, or whatever.
Oh, well, I'd rather take a car myself, just if he asks.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. You haven't had a car in, like, years.
Realistically, more practically, a car would be so much better. Yeah, that's the funny thing about Dad. He always finagles some way to, get something, do something.
Yeah.
But, that's another however many months till then. I don't know.
It should be pretty much a breeze because it's, like... basically implementing what you've learned so far and like putting it into like I would assume research for you because that's kind of what I had to do too, but more in like not in more of a science way, but you know what I mean,
a tiny bit
for me.
yes.
But yeah,
a little bit. After being here for so long, 4 years, you're just like, all right, well, also after last semester being at a different university abroad where it's so much harder, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a piece of cake.
That's true.
Yeah, y'all standards here are so much lower than the ones I had when I was abroad. I guess.
Jeez.
I'm not worried. Ugh.
Well, I also wanted to. Well, I don't know. Did you have any actual topics you wanted to talk about? Because I actually had some other than vacation.
I totally forgot to write stuff down for the. The only thing that's really been happening this week is just moving in. Taking first week of classes and all that.
Oh yeah.
That's it. Which actually, let me say one thing. This is the only thing I'll say about moving in. So since I had to just take Amtrak all the way up to Northern California, I had to just pack as much as I can in the standards at which they allow. Which meant I had to not take a lot of the stuff that might need. I need to cut corners just to take necessities, but also couldn't take all the necessities, right?
Yeah.
So I had to leave behind. I made sure to take my towel and stuff for showers and all that stuff, because I had a whole week of not having the rest of my stuff. But what I don't have is my nice memory foam pillow. I have my really lumpy old flat pillow.
Why didn't you bring your why? Because it's too bulky?
It's too big. Couldn't fit anywhere. Didn't want to hold it, anything like that.
Oh.
But more sad is that I have only sheets to sleep in, no blanket.
Oh, God, that is pretty sad.
The past week, I go to sleep, open the sheets, go inside the sheets, and my roommate just looks at me. He's like, "Oh my God, you're living a sad life right now."
No.
And it's just not that fun. I'll tell you that. And the thing is about my roommate. I mean, I love Oscar, great roommate and all. I've been rooming with him since freshman year, but He likes it cold, so he might turn on the AC.
Oh yeah.
At night.
Oh
and
man.
Then I'm
So you're just
shivering inside of my sheets. I wake up with my joints hurting because of how cold it was. I can't move my knees because it's so cold.
You're like, I used to play basketball, Oscar, please. My knees can't take the cold.
I'm glad I brought up joggers, so I was just kind of wearing those to sleep instead.
Oh man.
It's been bad. And also, usually, when mom and dad drop me off, we go get some groceries, stock up and all that. But since that didn't happen, we don't have much food in our apartment. It's really sad.
Oh god. Dang, you're really roughing it.
We're really roughing it. I mean, no, we got some stuff, at least me and Oscar, but it's not as good as, we don't have those snacks. It's just, oof.
Well, I'm struggling too, because I had to pay for my freaking registration and my license this paycheck because Geico's getting on my butt and saying I wasn't being honest, when I was like, no, I didn't know that I need to do that. Like, I don't know, I thought I could, like, save up a little bit, but they're like, no, you said you live there, and we need proof. And I'm like, okay, well, I have my pay stub. They're like, not that kind of proof. And I was like, oh, okay. So I had to pay for my registration and my license. It was $350 altogether.
Uh-huh.
So it was almost $400 for everything. Oof. I know. Yeah, it was terrible. But we are on coffee. I think I forgot it's like .com or something. Basically, give me $5. Please pay for my cup of coffee or something. And just, that was terrible. I had to take Lydia to the vet on Monday so she can get her shot. I had to call them back and tell them that, I can't drop her off for the dental cleaning because I have work, but hopefully I can just do the shot. I'm so tired from doing all this stuff, from, like, dealing with the DMV, and then dealing with, like, this, like, stupid crap with, like, my supervisor being, like, a butt face, that I'm like spent right now.
Right.
Yeah. But other than that, it's been pretty good. Me and Mike have started watching Secret Garden. I got Puppet Master a couple weeks ago, like all the Puppet Master movies, so we've been watching that. They get progressively worse as it goes on, which is great.
So that's all been just this week of all that stuff happening?
Yeah.
Oof.
I know. That's why I was like putting off recording, because I was just like, I'm so tired. I've been like resting. Well, also because I got all stressed out after I had to drop like $350 on that.
Right, yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm just watching Game Grumps, just trying to relax. I'm like, and then, like I said, my boss has been like a butt, so I'm just like, just trying to relax, please.
Everything all at once.
Yeah, but at least that's taken care of. I don't have to deal with that anymore. And that was my last big expense, so I can actually now, like, start saving, visiting, hopefully during Christmas. But, if I'm still stuck at... Shit, wait, hold on. Cut that out!
Edit point.
Yeah. But,
hold on. All right,
I don't know. I guess we could end it right now. Or, I don't know, maybe I can talk about the things I wanted to talk about.
I don't know. How long has it been?
Because right now we're at 50 minutes.
Yeah, let's go. Another. I mean, what do you have?
Well, I don't know, I guess, on the topic of before, when we were talking about past stuff. I don't know, because I was on TikTok, and this guy's like, remember this? It was like some kid your age. He's like, remember this? I mean, obviously, okay, hold on. I shouldn't be all, like, nudie, like, being like, what do you youngster know about that? But literally, that person was probably a toddler when this fucking show came out.
Oh my god,
Meanwhile, I was like 10 or, like, in middle school when it was out. This was my good time show, because it was relaxing, and it was just, like, good times, especially early in the morning.
What show was
Higglytown Heroes, man.
Oh my god.
Do you remember that? Oh, man, it's like... It would be really early in the morning and everyone's asleep, except for Dad most of the time. But I'd, like, go downstairs and watch Higglytown Heroes and, like, various other shows, which I have written down.
Oh my god.
Because I was going to ask if you remembered it, which I guess could be a new segment. Do you remember this? You remember this?
You remember this? All right.
You remember? Well, wait, hold on. Well, let me say stuff.
Okay.
Like Higglytown Heroes is a relaxing show. Some of the characters get annoying, but it's a good time. I recommend it. I'm like, yeah. But do you remember Oobi?
Oobi?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, hold on.
Are you googling it?
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, I remember that name, and I'm pretty sure I remember what it is. I'm pretty sure I remember what it is.
Well, what do you think it is?
I don't know how to describe it, but I remember. I feel like we made fun of it.
Yeah, it was fun to make fun of.
Okay, hold on. Well, how do you spell that?
Oobi. It's what it sounds like. Oobi. Oobi.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah.
Well, for those that don't know, Oobi was a show where a guy, well, various people, they use their hand and they put eyeballs on top of it, so it's like a puppet, but it's just their hand, their naked ass hand. And I watched one episode recently after I was like, oh my god, Oobi, and then I watched it and I was like, yeah, it's a good time.
Oobi, oh my god, that's the name I haven't heard.
It's kind of like those it's like those call and response type of toddler shows, those baby shows where they tell them like cut hair, Oobi, cut, you cut, and then like you're supposed to like motion that you're cutting your hair or something, so you know what cut is. So it's like kind of like it's like that simple of a show. But for some reason, me and Andrew we loved watching it. I don't know why. It was just fun to make fun of it, and it was just weird, and it was pretty good. It was weird, it was just weird. I don't know about pretty good, but it was weird. It was a good time though, that's for sure.
Now that I saw a picture, I can hear the voice now.
Yeah. Do you remember? I think the sister's name is Umi or something.
Uma.
And then and then Grandpa's Grandpoo.
Right.
And now I think about it, I don't think Oobi and his sister have parents. I think it's just their grandpa.
They don't. Their parents died.
I guess so. I don't know what happened.
I don't know.
And then Roly Poly Oly. That was when I was younger, though. Yeah, Roly Poly Oly. That was a good show. The theme song is pretty good. Among the time slot, like for Higglytown Heroes, what would come up next or before it would be Doodle Bops.
Oh.
Do you remember the Doodle Bops?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Hold up.
Oh, you want me to talk? Okay. Oh, you want me to wait? Okay.
No, coach, just tell me. No, you can wait.
Oh, okay.
No, I'll talk about
it. Oh, okay.
No, this doesn't look familiar. Never mind.
You should play the song for yourself.
Oh my god.
You should play their theme song.
This looks like... Oh my god. It looks like
honestly, cats. I watched I know, they do look like the cats from Cats.
And then also looks like... It's like Lazy Town on Broadway.
Yes. I know, that's a perfect description of it. The Doodle Bops, I guess they're clowns, but they're like musicians and they're in a band and they basically sing, and I think they save the world kind of, but not really. I don't know. I didn't watch an episode recently, but from what I got from like the intro that I watched, that's what it seems like it's about. The music is pretty good, honestly. I'm like, this is pretty good for a kid show.
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw it after seeing comics.
The beginning part of the theme song is it's like, you know, sensory overload. It's like too much sound. I'm like, ah! And they sing this song called Let's Get on the Bus too. And you get on the bus and you go. That's what happens. But yeah, the Doodle Boss is also one of those shows that I'd be like, I guess I'm watching this after Higglytown Heroes, but I'm like, this is okay. But I remember your two shows was Bob the Builder and Tom's Tank Engine. Those were like your shows.
Especially Tom's Tank Engine. My God.
Yeah, Bob the Builder. That theme song is amazing.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm sure everyone knows that. It's been talked about a lot.
Yeah, it slaps.
Since But not only that, I remember what was that show that was also on Disney Channel that had a bowl of it. What was it? Big Bear, the house, blue bear, something with a bear in the house.
Oh, Bear in the Big Blue House.
Bear in the Big Blue House. I know there's blue in there. I know there's a bear. I know there's a house.
I didn't care for Bear in the Big Blue House.
I like that show.
I know you did. My show was Little Bear when I was younger. I loved Little Bear.
Oh yeah, Little Bear.
That's some good chill times, honestly. Little Bear and Franklin, those are like some chill times.
Right.
Also, well, the last thing I have is, do you remember the Reader Rabbit preschool game that we had?
I think so.
That game was the best game ever.
Oh my gosh.
The sounds in it, oh my god, it's amazing.
I'm not sure. Well, yeah, I don't know.
It's like the circus one.
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about.
I think it might have been bought for like it was either me or Crystal.
Okay.
But we used to play it even like when we were too old because the sounds were good, and again, it was chill times.
I have to listen to some of the sounds from it to see if I remember any of it. I don't think so. I remember. Speaking of like kid games that are for learning, I remember I had this Math Blaster game. That was,
those were great. I can't find the original version of those, like the ones that we used to play. I only see like the renovated versions or whatever.
I don't know. I just remember that game. I was mad. I was mad that I had to play it because I remember mom or dad, one of our parents made me play it because I was like, I was doing bad in math.
It was probably mom.
Yeah, it's probably mom. But I was like, I don't want to play this game. But whatever. It's kind of fun. But I don't want it to be fun.
I remember Clue Finders too. That game was fun too. I was like too dumb to finish it though. I never like finished any of the games.
Really?
But I loved them anyways. Well, except for the third grade one, like the jungle one. That one I finished that one.
I think I finished that one also.
Yeah, the other ones were like really hard. I don't know if April or Crystal did too. And like, it's not like it takes. Well, I mean, it takes knowledge for sure, but I think we treated it like it was like a game and not really like a learning game. So we just be like, man, we can't get past this level, but it just means that we're not smart enough to get past it.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. That's one of those games, like those educational games. You can't say that they're cheating because like it's legit. You just need to solve a math problem or something just to pass. So you can't blame the game. The design of the game. You're like, well, no, you're just too stupid to pass.
Yeah. I mean, I want to replay those games for sure. And like eventually, when I get my own gaming computer, I want to like stream playing it too because those are some good times.
I'm not sure if we still have them back in the house.
But I think we're gonna wrap it up so I can show Andrew these like songs. I can watch his reaction to it. But this has been our podcast, Sibling Time.
Episode 2.
Episode 2. Well, you can find me on Instagram at Mourn, MMOURNN, and on YouTube as So Unique Person. I need to finish my video so I can post it. Yeah.
I'm on Instagram at Sir_Davis_. That's all I want to plug. We have a Twitter for this podcast at Sibling Time Pod. I believe that's what it's at. And then we have an email also. I don't know if we want to plug that, but there's an email too, I think.
Yes, we have an email if you want to send us questions, or like topic ideas, or like if you want advice or whatever you want, you can email us at siblingtimepod@gmail.com. Also, you can find us on Instagram as Sibling Time Podcast, and also on Tumblr, siblingtimepod.tumblr.com. Yeah, that's our website for now until we get that Squarespace money. You can listen to our podcast on YouTube, on the Sibling Time Podcast official playlist on So Unique Person, and official on Spotify.
Ooh, it's the big times now, boys.
Yeah, I know. And our intro and outro is by Endless Love 555. But that's it.
I guess that's it.
So, Andrew, you can close us out.
Oh, all right. Well, we just follow us on Instagram and Twitter to get updates about everything. Thank you for listening. Listen to us next time, whenever that will be. We don't have a schedule. We're busy. All right, bye.
Not really. Yeah, bye.